July 27th, 2024. You fear your greatness. We mean you, the individual, and your world at large. As we have said, you are moving through restructuring in your world, which would require you to become your best self so that you can contribute the gifts within you that you came to offer your world. You each hold back, including our messenger. So today we will give you more proof so more of you would start to embody your best selves and love who you are, but more importantly, who you have become. We will begin with the message we provided on this date in 2020 when many of you falsely believed that the difficulties you were experiencing were due to your current pandemic. We alerted you that it was far more, which we have been doing since 2012, when many of you thought your world was ending. We said you were creating a new one, and we gave you a guide to accomplish that. But belief is something that you have difficulty with, including our messenger. And so we would like him to change that today to be the example for each of you so that you can live the life you were meant to have and collectively manifest the world you all desire. As we have said often, there is no hierarchy of souls. You are all born equally gifted, and you use your physical life experience to discover that. July 27th, 2020. You will remember who you are. Over the last few months, we have given Roger some complicated information that he sometimes has difficulty interpreting, but today is a new day. Roger, just as many of you are being asked to remember who you are and the strength, courage, and wisdom you possess. Please keep in mind as we move through this message, we are speaking to you as an individual and to your world at large. The only challenge you have is not understanding that concept. Yes, we are speaking in riddles, for it is much more fun for you to figure them out. Yesterday, Roger was attempting to send a communication about his online program, but ran into difficulties putting it together and felt tremendous guilt as if he had let himself down. Actually, we put a monkey wrench in things, for we wanted him to have this remembrance, for it will make it much more powerful. Over the years, we have told Roger often that has a selective memory. At times, it has served him well, for it allows him to move on from his past, as you each must do. But there are other times where it can work against him and you. Yes, we are speaking to that collective you. None of you have meaningless experiences. And when you acknowledge that rather than judging them and believing you had done something wrong in your life, you aid the world in evolution. Last night, after Roger accepted his original plan had been canceled, we led him to a television show that spoke of 1968. That year was one of the most challenging for him, and it felt as if there were no way out. It continued for many years, but what occurred was Roger gained the wisdom and understanding how those events informed him on his life purpose, but it doesn't do him or anyone else any good if he doesn't remember. Roger thought his life was over, as many of you may feel now. We wanted him to remember as it will help you all and it will aid his program. Now he knows, as we have said to you all, you are being prepared for this time in your life and that of your world. Now you might understand why we keep saying you will be fine. July 27th, 2021. All outcomes are choices. It would be wise for each of you to contemplate those words, for you wanted to be alive to utilize them during this restructuring. You each were born to add to the evolvement of your world. And again, as we have said continually, that occurs when each of you comes to own yourselves and what you intended to accomplish in your lives. The current momentum generated in you and your world is potent with the potential you can use to create the outcome you desire. You always could do this, but due to divine timing of your life and the world, you are feeling more motivated at this time. You will also encounter resistance along the way, and more of it will be shown to you. We mean that you have used specific means to prevent yourself from progressing in your life. Most do this, for when you move over them, the expansion you experience is palatable. Yesterday, one of Roger's friends provided us with a perfect example. They thought that possibly Roger enjoyed hearing himself, for we mention him so often. The opposite is true. Roger's nature is introverted, so putting himself in front of others has been challenging. And if he were to receive any manner of judgment or criticism, it would stop him in his tracks. As we explained to many of you on Sunday, Roger is quite aware of his limitations and the doubt and lack of belief he holds, as many of you do. And using him as an example provides more of you with something that resembles your life. You have studied every religious text, self-help book, and listened to every astrologer, but still wonder why nothing has changed. We told Roger our mission was to inspire more of you to have conversations with yourselves, such as ours, and you might just by chance move beyond your self-judgment this time, and you will be fine. July 27th, 2022. You are the most powerful person in the world. That statement is factually accurate for each of you, but how much you decide to accept is up to you. Everything we have given you was to help you realize and accept your authentic self. For most of you do not understand that as you live your physical life experiences. This message is a precursor to what we will provide in our live conversation tomorrow. For, as we have said, you only accept things a bit at a time, for it requires you to step outside of your limited awareness. We are also doing this to help Roger because before going to bed last night, he glanced at the registration and was distressed that more of you hadn't registered, which has been his difficulty. He wants you to have the information he has attained, but that is not his job. You must take that decision for yourselves, including him. We will have him publish the event separately to provide you with more proof, for that is what you think you need before you believe in your brilliance and why you are alive in this world at this time. And that was the only intention of our program. We even had someone edit his Akashic Records reading so you might understand why you would listen to him or us. You will see it later. We guided Roger to find a documentary he hadn't seen, and his viewing, he even became more conscious of the importance of the year 2012 in the development and progression of your world. But that continual doubt you each carry was there. So we had fun with him and had him connect the dots again, for that is what we enjoy using. Most of you need physical or material proof before your belief in yourselves takes full effect and you decide to live the magnificent life you could. As he watched the documentary, he noticed the date the video was published. And because he knows nothing is accidental in your life or the world accidentally, he searched for the words we gave you on that date, and the connection could not have been any more evident. But then, to make things even better, that particular message had a recording attached that he had no memory of, just like you do not know what you were given to bring to the world. All we did was offer you guidance to lead you to your genius. You exist in the world now to evolve and move through your previously held restrictions and limitations you have carried generationally. Then you might offer your essence to your world and cause a rebalancing that will complete a portion of the restructuring with you and your world. We will provide more, but please know our only purpose is to allow you to discover the power and beauty of your authentic self. You will be fine. July 27th, 2023. Fear can help you now. That statement might seem illogical at first or at this time in your life and world. But when you remember you are an eternal spiritual being who possesses every ability to manifest an extraordinary life, the experience of fear will move you to love yourself. That has been our intention during this time of restructuring your life and world, but you usually require some motivation before you listen to us or your higher self. And the conditions of your life and world have caused more of you to do that now. We encourage you to remember more today and in the coming days as your world makes more dramatic changes, all to inspire you to stop hiding who you are, practice more self forgiveness, and move on with offering your gifts to the world. You have always had them, but they only appear when you decide to notice and honor them, which is the same process your world is accomplishing now, but can only do so with your help. That is the reason for our live conversation next week. It was also the reason we wrote an article at the start of this linear year that you will better understand today and hopefully utilize and embody for your world, for the world cannot become what it is capable of becoming without you. The Meaning of Your Life, 2023 by Wilhelm. January 28th, 2023. We said the meaning of your life because your world only by reading our words, we said the meaning of your life because you would only be reading our words if you were meant to hear them. You are always guided to information and all the events and circumstances of your life by your higher self or guides. You would only do so at a time appropriate and meaningful to your evolutionary journey and world. You are an eternal spirit that has always existed, and you have done so at various times in your world's history, and you have assumed different physical body forms as well. You do this for the purpose of evolution, for you have free will that you may use as you desire, and you are continually seeking to expand and evolve. Your world is in a restructuring phase, as we have called it, and the timing of your physical birth was not an accident, nor was any aspect of your life, but the circumstances of your world would cause you to search for meaning and purpose to your life experience. And we would like to give you some now. When we began our conversations, we said we would offer you information in a manner that would allow you to empower yourself. And that is still our mission. And you will accomplish that in your life when you come to accept and embody more of who you are and your divine plan and guidance you have always received and have not acknowledged. You are meant to do so now, for you have arrived at an inevitable choice point in your life and that of your world. There are specific points in history where evolution occurs, and they always do so for the purpose of balancing your planet. So the existence and life you have will become more beneficial and rewarding for all. We wanted Roger to have a deeper understanding of the purpose of our program so he might offer it to more of you. And he discovered a note he had taken many years ago, where we told him our mission was to inspire more of you to have conversations such as ours. But we mean that with yourselves, for you each are born with a guiding voice or essence that will lead you to the life you are meant to live and the contribution you are intended to make to your world. There have been more noticeable shifts and changes in your world and within you that you might have noticed, for there are always cosmic and planetary energies that occur to assist you in your evolvement, and they have been in place for eons. But due to the nature of your free will, you have not accepted those messages and gifts as you might have. Now is the time to decide. And you will feel more of that in the coming weeks and months as your world goes through a rebalancing that will cause more of you to discover and offer your authentic selves. For you each hold a valuable element that is necessary for your planet's evolvement, which only occurs through you. You are an individual and you are part of the collective of humankind, and you will witness the rebalancing that we have spoken of, which must take place. We will continue to offer guidance, but you must do your part, which means discovering, accepting, and offering more of who you are. That is the purpose of your life. You will be fine. The divine plan and meaning of your life. March 19th, 2012. You can make a decision now that will have an incredibly beneficial and profound effect on the remaining years of your physical life experience. You can decide to remember who you are and why you are here. And by doing so, you will cause an evolutionary shift in your consciousness that will enable you to live the life you desire. But you must decide to believe in yourself. You have all the abilities to do this and have had them always. But during this restructuring of your life and your world, you will be inspired to own more of yourself and the brilliance you possess. The main difference is you can no longer afford to deny what is within you, for your world can no longer exist without it. As we have said in our message, the guidance we have provided Roger was that his mission was to inspire more of you to have conversations with yourselves. For when you do so, you will experience more self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, and self-love, which is the same process your world is attempting to accomplish. For everything is for the evolution of you and your world, and each part is an essential element of the entire process to be successful. You will be fine.